Hey guys, it's Everything Cards, and today I have a deck review on the Les Méliés Voyager deck. Comes in red and blue. I got both of these from artofplay.com. So I'm going to give a brief backstory on these cards because it's actually really interesting. They're called the Les Méliés cards because they're based off of a movie called A Trip to the Moon that was produced by a guy named George Méliès. The movie was made in 1902, more than 100 years ago, which is crazy. And this guy, George Méliès, was a French cinematographer, and he brought a lot of new innovative techniques to the filmmaking industry, including time-lapse photography and long exposure photography. Really an innovator of his time. And a lot of the things in his new movies looked just impossible to the people that weren't experienced with the filmmaking process back then. And thus people gave him the name Cinemagician, which is really cool because not only was he called this, but he was actually really interested in magic when he was studying in London. He saw a lot of stage magic shows and got really interested in it, but had to pursue a career in the machine industry. I believe this was his family sort of business. His father didn't want him to become an artist, but that's what he wanted to do. He put a lot of paintings of his own in his movies. You should definitely research a lot more. It's really pretty interesting. But let's get right into the cards, what you're watching it for. Again, I got these both from Art of Play. They come in red and blue. The red one has a seal that says -629 out of 1111. That's pretty limited. The blue one does not have that seal, so if you're deciding between the two, I would go red. But if you don't care if it's limited, just go with your color preference, obviously. So let's get right into it. I'll give you a quick look at the back design. I almost think that some of you are going to be kind of familiar with this design. I wasn't at first, but I kind of recognized it. You sometimes see it around because this is an iconic image from A Trip to the Moon, the movie he produced, which was actually a really famous movie and is still a classic. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool back design. It's awfully weird. But I think it's really cool. The faces are even cooler. At first glance, they just look completely normal, but actually the red cards, the diamonds and the hearts, are actually kind of an orange, and they're really bright, and I love it. There's just a lot of contrast, and it totally accentuates the orange from the black. I think it looks really good. Other than that, the court cards have been recolored a little bit, but I don't really care that there's no other customization. I think it really works. These are the two jokers. They look really kind of weird. There's two like bug guard things with spears. It's kind of weird, but it looks pretty cool. So let's get into the handling. If I can focus my camera again. There we go. So if you don't know, these were printed by the Expert Playing Card Company, which is based in Taiwan. If you have not gotten a deck from either the Legends or Expert Playing Card Company, you're really missing out. It's a totally different feel than anything I've ever experienced before, really. It's sort of a mix between a smooth and air cushion finish, which really I get tired of playing with both, so having a medium, like a hybrid, is really nice. It's almost a little waxy, so the cards are really smooth, so they fan really nice. But also the stock is super snappy, so it really springs really nicely. And the stock feels kind of thin. It's almost like you're holding a smaller deck than normal. But since it's so snappy, I love that about the deck. Having a thin stock that's very snappy is kind of the perfect balance, for me at least. Cardistry and everything that you're going to want to do with a deck of cards is just, you know, it's what you can expect. If you've not gotten a deck, again, definitely go get a deck from the Legends or Expert Playing Card Company. Doesn't have to be this one, but it's definitely worth your time to try one of these out. One last thing to note is that because of the orangish color of the red cards, the color changes look really good. They just pop really nicely from black to orange. So not only is it good for just cardistry and your videos, but it's going to be really good for just performing live too, because not only does it pop, but you also have a story to tell to your spectators about the deck you're using, because they're definitely going to ask about that back design. It's just funky. So yeah, this is one of my new favorite decks. I just love the handling, and I think the history is really pretty awesome. And it's not very expensive either. $14 on artofplay.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.